Check one. What's up, everybody? Can you believe it? It's February 1st, 2024. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new era. Guess what? I'm happy to announce that we were able to collect just a little bit more than 30 participants for the brand new, starting today, February Connections competition. Yes, indeed. Okay, so here we go. First, let me just pull up the roster here. Now, if I mistakenly included your name, it might be because although I didn't see a yes, I just assumed that you wanted to kind of roll right into February. So if you do not want to participate, please put it in the comments and let me know, okay? But here's who I have, okay? We have Marble Racing, and that would actually be Marble Racing 3.0. We've got Tom C., Mr. P.W. Miles, Ellen Sassani, Martin Steed, and must I say, yes, I must. Martin, welcome back. It's great to see you, my friend. And look out for Martin, by the way. He is an unbelievable player. We've got Miles, Sharkdom, China Reds, Viking 67, Aranya 28, Nazrininator, Dora, Joey Scarbo, or Serbo. Please let me know how you pronounce it. Lisa G, Diamond, Tubuck Toll, T. Clark, Geraldo, T. Steinlauf, U2, Michelle L., Andrea von Holfagen, Randy M., BMS Houston, Melanie Lee, Memphis Muir, Stephen Reese, Melina Guthier, Alex W., Tahaj, Charles Schlegel. I mean, Charles, I know that you kind of downplay your abilities, but please, my friend, give it a shot, okay? We love to read your comments, and I think it would be really cool to actually give it a shot. You have nothing to lose, right? There's no money that needs to be invested into this game. All the money goes directly to you guys if you're going to be in the top 10. And of course, 32, that would be Rise. And as you know, Rise to the Equation, that's me, is just here to have fun with you guys, hopefully to act as a little bit of a carrot, though I'm so nowhere near one of the best players. But it is fun to watch me struggle from time to time, and you can use me as a little carrot to gauge your progress. But when it comes to the final 10, I will recuse myself from those standings, okay? We're going to have some amazing prizes, guys. I did the math, and since we're now upgrading to the top 10 players at the end of the month who will get the prizes, it looks like there's going to be over $1,000 in prizes. It's going to be amazing things like probably those frosted mugs. Of course, it'll have a slightly different Connections insignia imprinted on it. There will probably be hoodies. There will probably be a few other cool knickknacks. We'll probably set it up so that like maybe the top 3 or the top 5 will actually have access to a store where you can go in and choose whichever item you want. And then we'll also include a few other amazing items. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of value in those items. But I'm really psyched that we got the participation level. All I ask, guys, please, no matter how you're doing throughout the month, stay till the end, okay? We have a brand new scoring system. Why don't I discuss that after my solve, because I'm sure some of you would like to just watch me get going here. So let's see how Art does for the very first month. And I'll show you the brand new scoring. Let's hit the play button. Let's lower this a little bit. There it is, February 1st. Can you believe it? And as you guys know, the scoring starts now. Again, we are still going to use the 5-minute bonus. So if you solve the puzzle in under 5 minutes, you do get a bonus point. Okay, so the timer starts now. And we've got Pug, Buff, Pear, Swole. I have no idea what that means. I've never seen that word in my life. Lover, Lover Cut, Prune Trim, Built Nut, Jacked, Fan, Brain, Ripped, Walnut, and Clip. Swole. Is that like past tense for swell? Swell, swole, swollen? That, because I don't think you say that it's swelled up. That's a good one. I haven't heard of that. Okay. Anyways, if you're buff, you're ripped, you're jacked, you're not necessarily trim, because these have more to do with like having muscle. You're built. Okay, these would be let's just, I mean, come on, let's just make it cute. Let's just call this Hitting the Gym. I think you guys would say that that's a pretty clever title. Hitting the Gym. Whoa, one away. All right, so obviously I need to hit the gym, the Connections gym. So I guess you can also say maybe he's cut. Ah, shoot. Okay. So we have to back off of that. That's slightly unfortunate because I really thought I had that. You've got Ugh. What the heck is Brain doing here? Clip, you can clip something, you can trim something, you can cut something, and you can pair it. There we go. That looks like a solid category. And these will be all ways of to cut, to clip, to pair, to trim. Basically to reduce, just to reduce in length or size, right? Make shorter. Okay, I think that's fair. And maybe it's better that I messed up because now I get the correct difficulty order, of course. I also lose a point for that one. All right. We've got, again, what's going on? Why don't I have this buff, ripped, jacked, and built? I can't guess it again, but I don't know why that didn't work. You've got a fan, you've got a lover. Brain is interesting. For some reason, I kind of connect it with walnut. I don't know why, because I think of like a walnut as like a hard protective covering. It's kind of silly. I don't know. It's like the skull for your brain. Um, nut, nut, pug, fan. I'm just sort of looking at these little three-letter words. Sometimes those go together for some sort of like funny word play. Nut, fan, pug. Peanut. By the way, I got lucky. Prune could have gone into make shorter as well. Like when you prune the hedges. Ouch. I got lucky. Um, I just don't understand why this doesn't go together. I think if I hit it, it'll say already guessed, right? Yeah, already guessed. Well, I think I'm going to need some time on this, guy. So bear with me. We're not going to solve this on time. That's for sure. Looks like a kind of a tough start to the month. Tough stuff. Tough stuff going on here, and a tough start to the month. Swole is just messing with me because I really don't know that word, and I'm sort of thinking it could go along with that ripped jacked category, but I just wouldn't know which one to exclude. And that's just sort of like on a wing and a prayer. Maybe it's the past tense of swell, swole, swollen. It sort of makes sense. But I've never heard that usage before. Like, look at him, boy, he's really swole. No way. Um, all right, we've got to have a secret phrase. Come on. What's going to be the secret phrase here? I'm having trouble with this one, guys. So I'm willing to expend two more guesses just to try to get rid of this hit the gym category, as I like to call it. I'm pretty confident jacked and ripped have to go together. So here's what I'm going to do. Since I have no idea what swole means, I'm tempted to put it in as possibly a word that means, muscular. That would probably be another good title for the category, by the way. And I'll go built and buff, okay? So that I can include the swollen there. And then if that doesn't work, I'll be down to one guess, and then you'll have to let me have to go into another little bit of a deep think. But let's try, I don't know, let's try built first and say hit the gym or muscular. Oh, okay. We're still not out of the woods yet. That was pretty damn good. I have never heard of somebody described as swole as being muscular, and that was completely lucky because it could have been buff as well. Okay, but boy, we are still in massive trouble, guys. I have no idea what to do with these. There's just like nothing makes sense. Okay, nothing makes sense. I mean, I'm happy to get rid of that swole, I guess. So there's going to be a phrase and maybe wordplay. That's the best I can come up with. Walnut, nut, prune, brain. I don't know why, but they're just all things that appear to be going back to my silly thing about like the walnut and the brain. They just, I don't know, they seem to have the same shape. Things that are, how would you describe the shape of these things? Like, not quite spherical, if that makes any sense. Like, they're just sort of like objects that are round, but not really round. I hope you guys know what I'm trying to say here, right? Not too many nuts tend to be like perfectly round. I mean, but then the funny thing is, you could make the argument for the pug. He's kind of a round little guy too, isn't he? I just feel like that's very lame to have walnut and nut. So maybe I'll go with pug. And then we could call these objects, again, I can't quite seem to come up with the right word, but these are objects which are somewhat round, okay? I'm trying to come up with the right language here. They're not perfectly spherical, right? Then we'd have lover, nut, fan, and buff. Could be a phrase there. So let's go with this, and we'll say objects that are not quite round. Wrinkly things. Wrinkly things. Interesting. And we're out of sequence. That's slightly unfortunate. Objects that are not quite round and wrinkly things. Well, half point maybe, guys. Half point. Because it's true they're all wrinkly. That's pretty clever. I didn't think about that. But at the same time, right, they're also they're just, they're not exactly perfectly round, but they are in that kind of like general almost round shape. Maybe we could say a half point, and for those folks who joined me in that same thinking, I think we'd be okay with that. Okay, we're not taking the full point, no way whatsoever, because I totally agree. Wrinkly is the more accurate way to describe it. But I think if we just said semi-round, we'd be okay. So this was blue. Buff, fan, nut, lover. So probably is not a phrase. A buff. So I wonder what the part of speech here. I mean, this is a noun. Nut could be a noun and a verb. Fan can be a noun and a verb. Buff, I mean, I hear that, think of that more as an adjective or a verb, to buff, to kind of like clean or polish. Wait a second. Aren't these just all? Oh, I'm being so stupid. The only one that's messing me up is the buff. But I mean, if you're a fan, it's something that you enjoy. If you're a nut about it, it's something that you enjoy. If you're a lover, you enjoy it. If you're a buff, oh, of course, I'm so stupid. A movie buff. I was never looking at it like that. I never saw the word buff like that. That was definitely adding to my problem solving this thing. Okay, guys, so these are all, that we're going to do okay today. Then stick with me because you have to describe how the scoring will work, and mine will act as a good template. The buff, the fan, the nut, the lover, these are all people who enjoy something, really enjoy it. Yeah. Enthusiast, I basically defined that. That's totally fine. All right. So this will be interesting, guys. Let's use art's performance as a case study in the new scoring system, okay? Just as a general way of thinking it, for those of you who did all of January, the basic idea is instead of multiplying our results, we're going to be adding them. That's the key concept here. All right, so here we go. First off, well, let's focus on the base score, which is basically the sum of the number of guesses remaining, which in my case was 3, right? We did burn 1 guess because I messed up the muscular category. So that's going to be 3, and plus the title accuracy. Fortunately, I was able to name all of them before we expended the guesses, so they all count. However, we totally agree that wrinkly things is not worth a full point. I did describe it. I think it's still accurate to call those 4 objects as semi-round. There's probably a better way to describe that. Oblong, maybe. But I still feel like that would be acceptable. Remember, this is what Winaloo had in mind. Somebody else could make the claim that they are all objects which appear round but are actually not really quite round. Half point for that, okay? I think that's reasonable. For those of you guys who also articulated it in a similar way, we're going to give you a half point. All my other namings were correct. So we get 3 for the guesses, because I had 3 guesses. We're going to take 3.5 for the title accuracy. That's 6.5. Unfortunately, no bonus points are awarded to art today because we did not get them in sequence, right? That purple is not in the right location. It needs to be swapped with the blue. And we went so far beyond the time, guys, you do not even want to know, okay? Trust me, I had to make a few cuts in the video just so that you could allow me to go into a deep think. So the total score would be 3 plus 3.5. That's my base score of 6.5, and no further points for the for the style. So 6.5, actually, I'll take that. Believe it or not, I'll take that. That is not bad, considering this really was hard for me. Oh, man, that was so darn hard. I just didn't think about the wrinkly nature of the brain. That's very clever. Nevertheless, we're still going to take a half point for that, okay, guys? So there you have it, 6.5 out of 10. I think that's a decent start. So, guys, take a look. This is how you are going to enter your results. You're going to go XXX. That's simply a little formatting thing that you need to put in there so that I can get the results alphabetized very efficiently. And then you're going to put the puzzle number. This is what number... give me a second here. What is this? This is puzzle number 204 plus 31 is 235, 236, I think it's 235, okay? So I think you're going to go XXX, comma, 235, your name, so for me it's Rise, and then comma, your score, which now goes from 0 to 10. Hope you enjoyed, guys. This is going to be a super fun month. I can't wait to go through this next month with you guys. By the way, for all you January folks, we need to just wait about another day or two for me to get everybody's results from the last day, which was on the 31st. And I will put the results together, and we will include that in one of the upcoming videos this week. And we'll announce the top 4 because I ended up ordering an extra Connections mug. And those will be shipped out to you guys. Of course, you're going to have to give me an email with a mailing address, whatever mailing address you would like, okay? But we won't worry about that until a couple more days. In the meantime, guys, hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed me struggle. And, of course, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the next February competition Connections round.